Hi everybody, this is Diane. I finally have a day where I've got a big block of time that I can be in my craft room. So I've been working on these journals here and there when I can get in here, and I haven't done a lot of videos. I did make a video showing how I created the fabric cover. I can link that video below, and it has one of those really heavy-duty chipboard or file dividers, but the old-fashioned really heavy ones. And then I think I used a piece of it for the spine too, but I put some quilt batting on it. Anyway, that'll all be in that video of how I made the covers. So this one is for my niece Danielle, and this one will go in my shop. So I pretty much have this one done as far as all the stuff in the signatures, and I just have to sew the signatures in and then put something on the spine. So I've been working in this one, and I did the first signature, and I'm working on the second signature. So I'm going to get out the second signature of this one so I can mimic it. And I already have some things prepped, so that we should be able to get through that pretty quickly. And then I don't have anything prepped for the third signature. So if we have time, which I'm hoping we will, I'll move on to the third signature. I'll get some work done on that. All right, here's the first thing I need to do. And that is just to add a little bit of stamping. I pulled out some of my sets of stamps that have small pieces that might get neglected. Well, this is a set that my friend Alette sent me from the Netherlands, and I have used this piece. This one is Dates from the Past Part 2 from Sam Poole, and I love this little piece. That's what we're going to use on this page. And then there's this little floral design, but I didn't use that one. And this one is Signatures from the Past Part 2 from Sam Poole, and I think I used this one. So I have this already on the block because I used it, and I'm using the VersaFine Claire Acorn, which is like the reddish brown. Oh, that's not the one I want for this. If I'm gonna, I can definitely use that, but I'm just mimicking what I've done in the other journal. This is what I used in this signature. I think I used this in the first signature. And I'm going to hit it with my heat gun, because this is a wet ink, and I don't know how porous it's a parchment printer paper. I don't know how porous it is, and I don't want to smear it. So I'm gonna hit it with a heat gun, and I'll be right back. Just a few seconds to dry it out, and that's what the stamp looks like. There are a lot of pages I'm not doing anything to. I want Danielle to have lots of room to write and to glue her things, but I am including, I hope it's enough pockets. All right, this is a calendar page, and this corner on this Avon, most of these Avon Calendar of Roses pages have a stained corner. Not like dark stain, but it's a water damage stain. And if this was a, you know, typical junk journal, I would have left it, but I want Danielle's journal to be just something pretty, and she's not a junk journaler, but she likes my journals. But anyway, I thought it would be best to cover that, so I put a little piece of a digital doily there as a pocket. And this one isn't Danielle's journal, but I did cover up those spots in her journal too. And this I covered up with vintage ledger anyway, so that wasn't showing, but I wanted to embellish it. So those are all digitals. In Danielle's journal, the coloring book page is double-sided, and this is not, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything to this or not. I'll come back to that. This is an envelope. I used the heat gun to kind of soften the glue, release the glue, and take it apart, but it did tear. And so once I sew this into the signature and then glue that closed, I'm going to just, oh, I can't wrap it around. I like it wrapped around. So what I think I can do is just glue it on this side. And then once, well, I can glue it. I just won't be able to glue. Yes, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glue this wraparound part down and then leave the rest of it. And after I sew the envelope in, I can just glue that flap down. Make sure I'm covering up what I need to cover. So I can still open that and sew that in, and then when I close it, glue it closed, and then I can glue this down. I hope you could see all that. I don't know if I was out of view. I get busy working and I forget that you don't have the same view I do. This I just clipped a digital image on. So this is the next page to finish. This is a wallpaper page. I did a lot to the wallpaper pages. The front page is plain, so she could put a photo, you could put a photo, whoever buys this one can put a photo there. I did the curved corner, or curved pocket, and I did that in the other journal on video. And I tucked a guest check in there. And I think I did this on video too, because I covered up the back side of the wallpaper with this vintage catalog page about clocks, and just a journaling page. Made a pocket, and then I tucked this digital piece in Rococo design. So that's done. I have 2 pockets on the wallpaper, and now we're going to put a belly band on it. So in the first signature, and I did the first signature of Danielle's journal on a video, the belly band was vertical. This belly band is going to be horizontal, and I have all the pieces ready. So I cut a piece of pink cardstock. This happens to be 4 3/4 by 2 1/4, and I cut another decorated piece. It's a printed cardstock, slightly smaller, and then I sewed it on. I didn't do a lot of stitching in this journal, but I did some, and I just like the accent of the stitching. So I'm just gonna decorate this with some pieces I have ready. Here is a word, it's a digital, and I want to put it on this piece of lace. And I did this on the other belly band, the vertical one. Sorry. The vertical belly band also got a word, but it was a horizontal word. That will go there. And I have this little piece of a film strip to digital with a pretty lady. I don't even know where this came from. It was in my stash of printed ephemera from a long time ago. So I'll put that there with a digital flower. So I've been getting into my stash of printed digitals. So I don't know, I'm not going to name all the places they came from, because I'm just grabbing stuff that was already printed that I've had for a long time. And I will just glue that to my page, and then I have a tag and a tag stopper to do. It's just a number. I've already inked around that. Gluing it to pale pink cardstock. My daughter-in-law was getting rid of a whole unopened package of this pale pink cardstock. I think it was, I don't remember, Hobby Lobby or Michael's brand. And I claimed it. It's a color I use a lot. And I'm going to ink around the pink part too, if I can find my ink. Why isn't it right here? It's covered by a piece of paper, of course. So this will be a stopper for the tag, because when I do a horizontal belly band, I don't want the tag sliding all the way out. So I will just glue the bottom part and leave the top open. And now for the tag. I cut a tag 3 inches by 6 3/4, I think. Yep, 6 3/4, rounded the corners and inked it. Added a piece of fabric. I sewed that on, so I got that done ahead of time. This is from a very old 1910 era magazine, and isn't it a pretty picture? And I'm going to just add this little lace scrap right there. Now, this will slide in there and get caught right there. I don't want to stick it down in case that glue is wet, so I'm just going to leave it poking up a little bit. I just clipped part of the digital kit here on the back, or on this page. I'm going to make a pocket on this music paper. There's another image from a 1910s decade magazine that I put on cardstock, made a pocket there. Thought there was something on this, but it's the little dotted Swiss dots there that are messing with me. Okay, so I have this that I die cut and embossed. And I'm going to ink around the edge of it. Sometimes I like to rub all over an embossed piece, but I'm just going to leave this one. It helps the embossing show up more, but subtle is good too. Sometimes I don't appreciate subtle as much as I should. And then I have another magazine piece from another 1912 or so magazine, and that's going to be a very simple tuck spot. I'm trying to decide if these journals are shabby enough to be called shabby chic. The coloring is right, the rose images, and I guess they are shabby. I am using some older things like the music. There's an antique postcard that I'm tucking in here. Out to let that dry a little bit more. And on this page I'm just going to use this digital, which I think came from Roxy Creations, and some really pretty labels that she has. I'm going to glue that on as a pocket and tuck this ticket in, which I don't know where that came from. Had it for a long time. I want to make sure I put it down far enough on the page for that ticket. I'll just clip these two pieces here so they don't fall out, but we'll let their pockets dry a little bit. And I think that's it for this signature. So we have, oh, that's upside down. The clock is upside down to me. It's so weird. It's not always in the same place. Anyway, I've got lots of time. This one is the one that goes in the shop. Those two signatures are done. Let's do this one. I did add bulb pins with little tiny bead charms, one in each signature for both journals. I need to add something pretty here, just to paper clip it on. I could put this pretty rose card on it if I need that for something else. to put in a pocket. I'll come back and get it, and I'll I don't want to put that there. What kind of paper clip do I want? I'll come back and get it and then find something else to put there. I don't know if I need this to go in a pocket. Now we've got wallpaper again. This one is a border. Oh, that's not what I have this page to do first, sorry. I'm going to use another digital. I know that these lace labels are from Rockwell Designs. She gave them to me when I did a design team project for her, and she just gave this set to me as a bonus, and I love them. So I'm just going to make a pocket with that, and I'll find another digital to stick inside there. This is a Mrs. Coggs image. I said I wasn't going to say, but if I know them, I'll say them. And I'll put another of the digital images on this page. Now we're at the wallpaper. So in Danielle's book, it's another wallpaper border. So it again is about the same width, different wallpaper border. But I do want to do something on the inside. And I'm going to make a pocket, and I have a glassine bag on the back because I didn't want to cover up. This is so pretty. I didn't want to cover up too much of it. And if you take this out, you can still see through the glassine. So first of all, let's cover this. Sorry, I had my craft room door open and the air conditioner was running and I didn't even think about it. There's a vent in here, so you can hear the air in the vent if I have the door closed, but if I have the door open, it's pretty noisy. This folder is just ledger and lined papers that are digitals that I look through sometimes when I need some lined paper. And I think this one is Tsunami Rose, but I've had it for a very, very long time. Actually, I don't want it to go all the way over because I want to use this paper, note paper. So I need to find the note paper. Oh, here it is. I know I didn't have much left. Now I have one left. Okay, so can use that there, and then I don't need so much of this. Then I have to find the mark that I made. And I need a piece of pink cardstock to make the pocket. And I think that I cut the piece of pink cardstock to the right size when I did the other journal, but I also think I took that piece of cardstock and used it for something else. Forgetting, so I'll just have to cut another piece. Now I have a little space down here. I could put washi there, or a scrap of paper. And then I'll have to make a pocket for over here. I have this gorgeous satin trim with pink embroidery. That's what I use to make the pocket in Danielle's journal. So I'm just going to measure, because these should be the same size. I'm going to measure the cardstock that I cut here. It is not quite 5 by a little over 3.5. How's that for precise? Wait, that's 3.5. Okay, I cut it 3 3/4 because I'm going to trim the top to match the shape of this trim anyway. It's easier to apply lace or fabric to a pocket to cut your lace to the right size. If you have your cardstock already cut, then you can just match it up with that. I will sew around this trim. And another thing I do is if one side of the lace or the bottom of it or whatever is crooked, I'll let it hang off a little bit when I glue it down, and then I can trim it even with the cardstock. All right, so I am going to trim around the cardstock here to kind of match the line of the trim. And that will get glued on there once it gets sewn. So I have some antique postcards. Now, didn't I just put an antique? Oh, that was in the other signature, I think. I'll put this one in. And I'll come back to do that pocket after the video, probably. Now, it looks like I forgot to stamp on this piece in Danielle's journal, so let's choose a stamp. When I have it used, I can use that floral one. Let's just do this. pretty? My daughter's birthday is the day before mine, so her birthday was Monday, and she had to work on Monday. And I asked her what she wanted for a birthday meal, and she said, popovers. And we always do popovers for Christmas morning. I've talked about that before. So she thought it should be a new tradition that Judy and Jesus get popovers for their birthdays. So, after church, my kids came here and we did popovers, and they turned out so good. I'm on a roll with the popovers. Since Christmas, I made them on Christmas, and since then, I make them for myself sometimes, a small batch, but I've made them for my dad and brother, and then recently I made them for my kids for, I can't remember the reason. Probably just because they wanted them. All right, here comes the air gun again, the heat gun. I've got some small pages and some wrapping paper and another digital page. And a calendar page. This one has a very small mark there, watermark, but that is not going to bother me. This is the title page, the Avon Calendar of Roses. And another small page and a coloring book page. And I'm going to put this envelope in the center. It's a digital that I've had in my stash. So I'm gonna see, did I do everything front and back? I don't think so. No, because I have to add something here. This is an old digital that I've had in my stash. I'm just going to make a tiny little pocket. I thought Danielle might have some small pieces. You don't get tickets anymore, usually, to things. But you need ticket pockets, or at least we used to. I love tickets. But I don't know, she might have some small things she can tuck in here, in little pockets. Now this I had in my stash of already printed things. A beautiful lady on a piece of tracing paper. I don't have any more of those. I don't want to print any more of those, so I need to come up with something else for this page. The other music pages, I believe, have pockets on the back. Yeah. I don't know if I did these on camera, the first one on camera, but it's 3 different pieces glued together, and it's open in the corner. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, these go in the pockets. That's why they're there. It was that kind of a pocket. All right, so what kind of a pocket can I put here? I could do another digital or magazine image. It's a nice big one. I think I'll trim a little bit off the top to make it shorter and glue it to some cardstock. So I'll need to have a tall something to go in this pocket. Got these cardstock pieces probably cut from, I don't remember what journal I did before this one. But I could use one of these. Ice cream journals, maybe? I don't know. I don't think they were the ones before this, but maybe that's what these are cut from, or cut for. Just trim it a little bit shorter. I have this piece, I had some extra pages that I cut, or that I printed to use to make ephemera. So I'll just glue this to it. These pink and green pages, digital pages that I'm using, are from Flary, F-L-A-I-R-Y, like fairy with an L in it, Flary. It's either Design or Studio, but I will link it since it's the main digital that I'm using in these journals. So I printed the pages, and then I selected some and printed them to a page to create the journal, the journal cards that I'm clipping to the pages and stuff. Because it didn't come with any ephemera, I don't think. I think they were just pages. And the pink and the green are two separate kits. Now the pink does say it's a journal kit, junk journal kit. So I was surprised when I actually went to print them that they weren't horizontal. So they weren't formatted as a journal page, which didn't really matter except for the pages with the ladies' faces on them. So I turned those into journal cards. I did put one page with the lady's face in Danielle's book, but the face is sideways. But the green kit, I think the green kit has more pages in it, and it is formatted. You can see it's got the edges and then the center, but the pink set isn't like that. This is from something different. See, that goes this way, but I don't mind that. So anyway, I printed a couple extra pages of each color so I could make ephemera, since it didn't come with ephemera. Oh, guess I did them all. I'll probably ink around that later. But I don't know if I'll do anything else to it. I might add a tab to the top. We shall see. Some sort of a tab. Okay, we're going backwards now. See, this is one of the pages with the lady's face, and this was one of the other pages, so they are now journal cards. I need to put a doily. Oh, the doily goes next to the parchment. I thought it looked pretty with the doily up against the parchment. So I'll find a doily for that. I thought I was done with the doilies and I put them away, but they're right in a drawer right behind me. I don't think I used this style yet. Oh, there's one. I like varieties of things. I don't want everything to be the same. You've probably noticed that about me, except I'm following, I'm copying from one signature to the next in many ways, and from one journal to the next. Okay, so here I'm going to add a glassine bag. And I have these, they look like airmail envelopes with roses on them. It's a digital, and that came from TLC Creates Vintage. Again, they've been in my stash for a long time. And I know that that fits exactly in there. And then just for a little bit of extra embellishment, I'll add a digital shabby chic ticket. And that can be, a note can be jotted on that about, maybe about what's written on the back of that card. I'm going to include some extra things with these journals, both Danielle's and the one I put in my shop. And that will include, I believe, I will include some of the images that I have from magazines. So I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything. Just have to sew this and glue it down. And we have our signatures completed. I might have to do some final things, final touches, I usually do. But hopefully this evening I will be sewing the signatures in. I'll put a eyelet here so I can create some sort of a dangle or something on the spine. Oh, this one's Danielle's. There. This one goes in the shop. We're almost done. Thank you for coming today. I hope that you found some inspiration. I hope you were crafting along with me, keeping me company. And I'll see you soon. Hopefully the next journal or the next video will be a flip through of these. So I'll see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.